Food for thought. Listen to your gut. Listen to your intuition. It is telling you something, and it is hinting towards you to get something that will help you get and achieve what your goal is, what you are striving for. It might seem very simple, very dumb, very small, but it's telling you and preparing you for something that's bigger. For example, literally last week, something was telling me to schedule a booking. So during the day at my work, I have to schedule time slots to use a machine. And I was like, okay, whatever, like I won't need it, like it's fine. And then right before I was entering my workspace, something told me, hey, go get an hour slot during this time. And so I got it. I was like, whatever, I will probably just need it for like 15 minutes. Turns out the person that I'm working with also needed that machine, and the rest of the day was booked. And so she used also my time slot when I was done. Yesterday, for example, I really wanted sushi, but then I was like, it's fine, like it's whatever. And so I cooked my chicken and my sweet potato, and then I was like, I'm still kind of hungry. I'm gonna go get sushi. But then all of a sudden, something inside of me was like, no, it's fine, like don't get sushi, it's fine. And then like literally my stomach started to hurt. I was like, okay, fine. I should say like this was Friday. And then yesterday, Saturday, me and my roommates went to a town nearby and we got sushi. Another example, I was thinking about taking a small note or thinking about, oh, I should do this and this and this. And I was like, but it's fine, like whatever, I'll remember. I needed that extra note. I ended up using that extra note because there were so many times that small voice in my head, I ignored it. I was like, whatever, it's fine, I'll be fine. And I'm like, crap, I so should have jotted down that note. Darn it, I so should have done this because it would have made something this better. Because if I would have listened to that smaller voice, I would have had an easier ride. Today, I was thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna come work on like my paper that I have to do, and it'll be fine. And then something was like, you know what, just go to the pool, it's fine. You can go like swim a few laps, it's fine. The gym's always there. Like you can do basketball other places, like it's fine. So I was like, okay, cool. So I went to the pool. I ran in to someone that I'm like familiar with. His name's Craig, like an older guy. And I was like, hey, it's nice to see you again. And then all of a sudden, this other person swimming in the other lane was like, oh, I recognize that school mascot. Where are you from? And then I was like, yeah, I told him. And turns out he is an entrepreneur in his respective field. And we got in contact, we got in touch, and in a few years, probably planning to talk about things. Life opens up when you open up and you listen to that small voice inside of you. I give these examples to show you that you can do it too. I'm not some mystical manifestation. I'm not some person who's into that type of work. I appreciate it, but I don't personally participate in it. But I see where it goes, and I see the intention behind it. And that I think when it comes down to it is that when the typical manifestation, you obsess about it and you think about it, and that mental thinking puts forth that action, that you put action into your words, you put action into your thoughts. And that is where the work comes about. That is why your intuition can speak for itself because you're thinking micro habits of, oh, I want to do this, this, and this, and this, and this to get to this. Because this is always in the mind. This is always your end goal. And if you keep thinking about it, X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z, your brain will have slow habit changes to get there. Because it's neurological. When you obsess over something, you think about it all the time and you want to get to it. You want to achieve it. Forso, whatever you want to call it. And you have to do the work for it. And you're going to have to make mistakes for it. However, you can learn from those mistakes and move forward and take it from there. No one is going to do it for you. You have to do the work. I will talk about this all the time. 6 months ago, now, I was very shy. I could talk with people, I'd be 100% comfortable, I can have a conversation with somebody, but I would never reach out to somebody. But I knew that was an issue, and I knew I needed to spread my wings, be social, yada yada. You can literally see it in my videos if you watch one from 6 months ago. The Emma I was in January could not have talked to these people in July. It's literally almost the end of July. I've been working at this for the past 6 months. This is not manifestation. This is all intuition and inner gut and preparing myself for my future. Small things are going to tell you. That is the thing. That small voice is going to tell you to do things. You're going to have these small feelings to do something. And you just have to do it. You're going to have to take that leap of faith and do it for yourself. Literally. So from my work, there's like a police station very close. And I would walk past it to go to the gym. And I was like, if I ever see an officer there, I want to ask them what inspired them to become a police officer. And it was probably 2 months and I never saw an officer on duty. I'm like, okay, it's fine, whatever. Literally yesterday when I was coming back from my walk, it's about 9 o'clock because it's dark. And there's a police officer and I was on the phone. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to call you back. I'm going to go talk to this police officer because I wanted to ask one for the past 2 months. And so I hung up. I'm like, hi, excuse me. What made you want to become an officer? Randomly. And I've wanted to do that for the past 2 months because why not? And they told me they're from this different area and that they want to become an investigator. And so they're starting this. Starting at being a police officer. That is the thing. Because I was like thinking when I was on the phone, it's whatever. It's fine. Like, I'll probably see them another time. There are going to be many police officers. But then I was like walking by and I'm like, I got that gut feeling. I had that gut hunch. I need to go talk to them now. And so I did. And I talked to them. And it like checked that list off my what I wanted to do. That check. And that's the thing. You do not get anywhere big, do anything big, become anything big without doing the small things first. You have to do small things to prove yourself, to prove to yourself even, that you can and you will and that you have the ability to do so. And that is why it's so important to listen to your inner self, your intuition and your gut feeling. Because those small, slight whispers, those small adjustments of feeling are what can be the biggest change in your life. And that is why it is so important to listen to your intuition, even when you don't want to, even when you want to ignore it. You have to. Because you have to trust yourself. You know yourself the best, so you need to trust yourself the best and the most. And so I want you to know that all you have to do is trust yourself and your tools and your skills. Food for thought.